Beneath the endless blue of the oceans lies a world of silence, mystery, and fortune. A graveyard of ships that once carried the wealth of empires and the ambitions of kings. Each wreck tells a story not just of maritime disaster, but of greed, power, and destiny, with gold and jewels waiting in the darkness for centuries untouched. Divers and treasure hunters risk everything to chase these legends, and though the sea hides its secrets well, sometimes it surrenders them in glimmers of silver and emerald. Today we count down the 5 largest treasure shipwrecks in history, voyages that ended not with triumph but with storms, cannon fire, and the merciless pull of the ocean depths. Stay with us, because the richest of them all may still lie undiscovered, its cargo worth billions, waiting for the day when light touches it again. Number 5. The Whydah Gally, 1717. In the early 1700s, the Caribbean and the Atlantic coast of America were the hunting grounds of pirates, men who lived fast and died young, and none more feared than Captain Samuel Black Sam Bellamy. The Whydah Gally was originally built as a slave ship, a floating fortress designed to transport hundreds of captives from Africa to the New World, but fate had other plans for her. In 1717, Bellamy captured the Whydah and turned it into his flagship, stripping her of chains and outfitting her with cannons, transforming her into a vessel of plunder and rebellion. For a brief and glorious time, the Whydah roamed the seas, taking merchant ships and royal vessels alike, gathering a hoard of gold, silver, ivory, indigo, and jewelry from more than 50 captured prizes. But in April of that same year, as Bellamy and his crew sailed near Cape Cod, a vicious nor'easter roared across the coast, slamming the ship into sandbars and breaking it apart in the surf. Of the more than 140 souls on board, only 2 survived, and the Whydah sank beneath the waves with all of its stolen fortunes still aboard. For centuries, the Whydah was considered a pirate legend, but in 1984, explorer Barry Clifford discovered the wreck and confirmed its authenticity as the only verified pirate treasure ship ever found. Gold coins, pistols encrusted with coral, and delicate artifacts of everyday pirate life have since been recovered, with the total estimated value of the treasure exceeding $400 million. Yet even now, much of Bellamy's treasure is thought to remain buried under shifting sands, proof that the ocean does not give up its secrets all at once. Number 4. The São José do Sacramento, 1622. The next wreck on our list takes us far from the Atlantic and into the turbulent waters of the Indian Ocean, where the Portuguese Empire once ruled the trade routes of Asia. The São José do Sacramento was a massive carrack, a floating city of timber and sail, designed to haul incredible quantities of wealth from the spice-rich East Indies back to Lisbon. In 1622, she set sail from Goa in India, her holds packed with porcelain, ivory, pepper, silks, and rumored quantities of gold and gemstones, the cargo of a fortune that could sway the balance of Europe. But while rounding the Cape of Good Hope near Mozambique, fierce storms struck, and the overloaded ship was smashed against treacherous reefs, breaking apart in minutes and spilling her wealth into the depths. More than 400 passengers and crew perished, and the wreck became one of the greatest maritime losses of the Portuguese Empire, a symbol of both its ambition and its fragility. For centuries, the wreck's location was unknown, but fragments of porcelain, trade beads, and weapons eventually surfaced, confirming the ship's identity. Even today, divers continue to recover remnants of her cargo, fragile treasures that have slept for centuries beneath sand and coral, whispering of markets in Goa and palaces in Lisbon. The full extent of her riches remains a mystery, but with a ship of such enormous size, it is certain that vast fortunes still lie unrecovered, waiting in the shadows of the Indian Ocean. Number 3. The Flor de la Mar, 1511. If the Whydah is the pirate's dream, and the São José is the empire's lifeline, then the Flor de la Mar is legend incarnate. Shipwreck so rich it has never stopped haunting treasure hunters. The Flor de la Mar was a Portuguese carrack, a vessel of towering masts and immense capacity, used to dominate the seas at the dawn of the 16th century. In 1511, she participated in the conquest of Malacca, a wealthy trading city at the heart of Southeast Asia, where merchants from China, India, and Arabia exchanged goods beyond imagination. The Portuguese plundered Malacca, seizing gold, jewels, spices, and precious artifacts, and loaded them all onto the Flor de la Mar for the triumphant voyage home. But laden with spoils, the great ship became dangerously unstable, and as she sailed along the coast of Sumatra, a violent storm broke her apart on the shoals. The treasure, described as one of the greatest hauls ever assembled in a single voyage, sank into the raging waters, taking with it the dreams of kings and the lives of hundreds of sailors. Despite 5 centuries of searching, the wreck of the Flor de la Mar has never been found, her treasure said to be worth several $billion in modern terms. Legends of the Flor de la Mar have inspired countless expeditions, with divers scouring the waters of Indonesia and Malaysia, yet the ocean guards her secret as fiercely as ever. Of all the treasure ships in history, none combines such certainty of unimaginable wealth with such mystery of location, and so she remains a ghost, perhaps waiting to be discovered one day. Number 2. The Nuestra Señora de Atocha, 1622. When people speak of great treasure wrecks, one name rises again and again like a banner across the waves: the Nuestra Señora de Atocha. This Spanish galleon was part of the Tierra Firme fleet, tasked with transporting the riches of the New World back to Spain at the height of the empire's power. In 1622, the Atocha departed from Havana, her holds overflowing with silver ingots from Peru, gold bars from Colombia, copper, tobacco, and crates of emeralds from Muzo in modern-day Colombia. She carried so much treasure that her inventory stretched into the hundreds of pages, a floating fortune that represented years of colonial plunder. But as the fleet sailed through the Florida Straits, a hurricane struck with ferocity, tearing the Atocha apart and scattering ships across the reefs. The Atocha sank quickly, her timbers splintering and her precious cargo entombed beneath coral and sand, guarded by the razor-sharp reefs that claimed so many vessels. For centuries, the wreck was lost, though rumors of her fortune fueled countless tales of cursed treasure and doomed salvage attempts. In the 20th century, treasure hunter Mel Fisher dedicated his life to finding her, enduring lawsuits, storms, and even the deaths of family members in the pursuit of this dream. Finally, in 1985, after 16 years of searching, Fisher's team located the wreck, bringing to the surface more than $400 million worth of gold, silver, and emeralds. Even now, divers continue to recover new pieces from the Atocha's resting place, making her one of the most spectacular and ongoing treasure discoveries in history. Number 1. The San José, 1708. At the very top of the list lies a wreck so rich it has been called the Holy Grail of shipwrecks, the San José. In 1708, during the War of Spanish Succession, the San José sailed from Panama loaded with the wealth of South America, a prize beyond imagining. Her cargo included gold coins, silver ingots, and countless emeralds, all destined for Spain to fund the war against Britain and its allies. But as the ship approached Cartagena in modern-day Colombia, it encountered a British squadron lying in wait, and in the chaos of battle the San José exploded and sank. Over 600 lives were lost in the disaster, and the treasure, estimated in today's value at over $17 billion, disappeared beneath the Caribbean waves. For centuries, the wreck's location was unknown, inspiring myths and failed expeditions, until in 2015, Colombian authorities announced they had finally discovered it. Yet instead of celebration, the find triggered legal disputes, with Spain, Colombia, and salvage companies all claiming rights to the fortune. The wreck remains on the seafloor, its cannons encrusted with coral, its hold still packed with treasure, untouched and beyond reach, protected by both the ocean and politics. The San José stands as the richest shipwreck in history, and perhaps the most tantalizing, for though we know where it lies, its treasure is still hidden from the world. The stories of these ships remind us that the ocean is both a giver and a taker, granting empires their riches and then swallowing them whole without warning. For every shipwreck found, there are countless more still hidden, their gold and jewels sealed away in the darkness, waiting for someone daring enough to claim them. Yet perhaps that is the greatest treasure of all, not the gold itself, but the stories of ambition, disaster, and dreams that echo across centuries, drawing us back to the sea again and again. Because somewhere out there beneath the waves, the next great discovery is still waiting, and it could change history forever.